What's up, everybody? It's Tilina and Ashan. Tilina from Melbourne and Ashan from Sri Lanka. And last couple of weeks, we haven't been live because we were busy and Ashan had a competition and we completely dominated that. Like we actually came live and told you guys before. And so today, like we are back in action and we are going to be coming live regularly like we did before. And today we have a topic which we think like which is actually relevant, and it's actually based on like all the experience we have actually gone through as individuals. So we in our fitness journey as coaches, we one of the things we actually do is we actually give you guys our perspective on certain things we used to do as mistakes, and we see people doing it as mistakes too. And our job is to make sure you don't repeat that mistake, but sometimes shit happens, they don't listen and they keep doing it, and they it backfires, and it has happened to us before. And anyway, like the today's topic, we named it as why is it never the best idea to put a timeline to your fitness goal. So why we actually wanted to do this story is because we had inquiries recently, and one of the few inquiries were like this. uh, it came like this, let's say, all right, so I've reached this body fat percentage, let's say 15 to 20 right now, and I want to be 9% in 2 months time. And sometimes like it's actually one of the things which we do is like we tell them straight up that that's not achievable. Do not put a timeline to your goal, fitness goal. That's actually one of the biggest mistakes I used to do as when I started. Like one of the things was like, okay, in 12 weeks time I want to look like Superman. Back in the day, that was in 2015 or 14 13, I guess, like when I was actually searching a lot of things and going through stuff. And during that process, when I was actually saying like, okay, I'm mentally ready to go through this program for 12 weeks and I'm gonna give everything, and I'll end up looking like Superman at the end. So biggest mistake is the fact that like you put a lot of stress to your body. So that's what we are going to be talking about like today. So Ashan, like how you been, like how was the competition? And we completely did really well. And more importantly, there's more competitors coming. Like in a couple of days time there will be another set of athletes representing IC in Sri Lanka will be competing in India. So there will be more like that, and that was just the beginning, like we said. So Asha, tell us about your experience and how you've been. Like off season has started, and are you like enjoying it? And how's things? Are you enjoying
Yeah, I
like?
think yes, it was a very good competition because number one, I think the team did extremely well. Everyone who represented Sri Lanka, because I have to mention this because the prep was actually easy. The hardest
Yes,
part was doing it from where we come from. So the guys pulled it off, with the worst economic situation. So I know in the future it's only going to get better, because if you can pull
yes,
something off, at a very bad time period, you only get stronger. You come up with ways to do things, at a minimum point. So props to all the athletes, who competed. They did really well. Couple of first places as well, so that is something to cherish. And so personally, if you speak about me, I didn't have places in 2019, but this time, I was able to place,
yes,
not where I want really in the bigger picture,
yes.
but to
Yeah,
get to the bigger picture, you
third
need to
place is a
achieve
massive
these.
achievement.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So,
Yeah,
so for me, yeah, it's done now, and I'm ready for
for the
the
next.
next year. So,
Yes,
and I think I feel I'm much more knowledgeable this time, because I did
yes,
not binge. I did not binge at all, right?
yes,
So I have only gained like 1 kilo, because back in the day, within 10 days, I think I gained more than 7 kilos, and I totally lost my program.
exactly.
But
And
so
yeah, so
yeah,
one thing we actually noticed was like the guys who went in 2019, the guys, same guys who actually competed in 2022, they didn't actually binge. Not all of them, but like some of them, like most of them, didn't binge badly like after the competition. But
exactly.
those who
Yeah.
actually doing it for the first time, they are just doing the same mistake you guys did.
I think that's how it
Uh,
is. I think,
that's how it is. But
yes.
we told them not to do that. That's it.
Hmm.
You've got to reverse
That's true.
right. So some of them have gained like 6 7 kilos already, but like you got to recover that. But at the same time, I just want to let you know, put it out there, do not do that. But I know,
Exactly.
even
Yeah.
though I tell you, like even if I explain like why you shouldn't do that, you still do it. uh That's how it
We
is.
are guilty of it too.
Because I
So
understand like the stress you go through when you are competing. It's a difficult process, but when you get out of it, don't let the floodgates open. Like that's where like you mess things up. I would say that. So today's topic is actually like related to that as well. So you should never put a timeline to your fitness goal. So when we started this prep, like in 2021, like all of you guys, like in September, even when I started my prep in July last year, I did not have a competition in my mind. Like I did not say like I'm gonna be competing on this competition on this time, and this is where I'm prepping. That's like one of the mistakes I've done as an individual. So you should never put a timeline to it. What you need to have is consistency. Because one of the things like Ashan will actually say is the fact that when you put a timeline to like losing 15% body fat to 9% body fat, like in this period of time, you're restricting yourself too much. That's what Ashan did. And when you do that, it'll backfire because your body doesn't know your goal. And there will be a point you will be struggling and you will be stressed out, and it will be like a process which is not going to be fun. It's you won't enjoy the process. Ashan, you probably understand the prep in 2019 and 2022 is much better than the
yeah,
one you did before, right? Like it was more
exactly,
of a prep where you enjoyed. There were more
exactly. Yes.
many things, like there were nothing like done out of anything. Like we did not do anything experimental. Like we kept on
Yeah.
like getting lean, and that's all we did, and ended up like being at the best shape of the competition. So always remember never to put a timeline to your fitness goal, because more you put a timeline to it, more stress you will gain. So one of the things we actually I recently actually experienced was like the fact that like some of the inquiries actually asked me like whether they can lose like this much of body fat, because if let's say like you've been like obese for a longer period of time, and you lost a lot of weight like in 2 years time, and you are at a certain body fat percentage and you want to reach this level, you if you are reaching that level, you should be happy, but like you should not put a timeline to it. You should understand the fact that it's a marathon, not a sprint. So if you keep sprinting, a person who loses like the first 10 kilos when you're 100 might not lose the next 10, will not lose the next 10 kilos like at the same pace. That's something you should definitely understand. That's how it is. So do not stress your body too much. Just give it breaks, give it you need to focus on priorities like consistency, your sleep, eating vegetables, eating your proteins. And there's so many things like in the list I actually mentioned this morning. So when you do those things consistently, you will get to your goal eventually. So best example I can come up with would be Dilshan Raja. So when he actually started like doing his before he actually even thought of when he first gave me the idea of competing, that was in 2018, 2019. And I told him like it's gonna take like a long ass time, because he's been like obese for a longer period of time. Like he was 95 and he dropped weight, and he was at a place where he was actually getting ready for the next stage. So few years later he actually gave a commitment for an year, a little bit longer, and then he actually changed his body. That's how it happened. The process took time without actually putting a timeline to it. So that's how you dominate and end up reaching your goal. There's no other way. Do not rush the process, because when you rush the process you will not get to your goal. Even if you do get to your goal, even if you think you're mentally ready, um, it will be like a process, yeah, you will not enjoy. Because Ashan will talk about his experience where he was actually doing that, right, Ashan? Like you were doing the
Yes.
you have been like thinking like you were at a place where you thought like if you be on a deficit for this period of this much of time, you will reach the goal, like the six pack, right? But the six pack never came,
Yeah.
right?
It actually didn't work because of two things actually. Number one is that I always tried to be someone else, maybe a fitness model or a
Yeah.
bodybuilder or whoever it is, someone who has worked out for more than 20, 30 years, and I'm trying to get that, in 12
Yeah.
weeks, right?
Yes.
So that doesn't happen. So I think the main problem is people really look outwards before they look inward, right?
Yeah.
Because right now it doesn't matter how long it takes. I want to see how much I can improve, how much I can improve my genetics, right?
Yeah.
That is one problem right there. And the other thing is patience. No one really wants to take the time, right? They put a timeline and they focus on the outcome so much they miss out on what they have to do today, because there is a lot you have to do in terms of fitness when you wake up from the morning, when you wake up in the morning until you go to sleep. You need to
Yes.
track your food, you need to do your cardio, you need to do all of it. So it's painful work, right? No one really wants to do this for a very long time.
Yeah.
So from my point of view, I think people don't like to take time. They expect results yesterday, not in
Yes.
12 weeks, right? They're so impatient to get this done. They don't really understand that there is a lot of work that you need to put in. And when I
Yeah.
say a lot of work, sometimes physically it's just 10%. Rest of the 90% is mental, because you don't want to do this every day. Trust me, you don't want to come here and smash your body in the gym for 2 hours and then go eat certain things that you don't want to eat. I mean, we have the option of flexible dieting and all of it, but still, you need to be very disciplined. Not that you can go out, binge, and do a lot of things, right? So there are ways that you can make things easier, but it's not really easy. You need to push hard with your willpower. And
Yes.
yeah, so whatever you want to achieve physically, okay, you can give yourself a timeline, but you need several timelines to get to where you want to, because that's how the
Yes.
body works.
Yes.
So don't hate me for saying this, hate the
Yes.
game, right?
Yes, in the game. That's how the game plays. So
Yeah,
it's not the you're not gonna get the. Let's imagine this: like you have never been like a person who worked out. You have never been consistent. And what rights do you think do you have like to reach a goal which somebody who actually worked many years for? Like what do you think like your rights to like even think of achieving that? Even if you hire the best coach, they will tell you the same thing because one of the things I've done like last few days is like I do not like anymore take people who do not understand this because I need to have my mental peace
exactly, absolutely,
exactly
yeah.
because I do not take any more clients who actually do not understand the process where it takes time because at the same because it's very important for people to understand like in order for you to achieve the goal you want to achieve, like if it's like losing a belly fat like or just getting rid of the fat or anything like that, that's okay. Like you can actually achieve a certain level in 12 weeks or even 24 weeks or whichever the timeline you are giving, you can achieve a certain level. But if your goal is to like go six pack and be a cow model or anything like that in 12 weeks time, these are not people like I would like to work with because it's not gonna work well. Because no matter how knowledgeable you are as a coach, if you do give the guidance and do this and everything, even if you are like mentally tough to achieve it, still it's a stressful process when you do put a timeline. So
True.
always never put a timeline. Focus on being committed to the process first, and like then show up every day consistently. Do that for a while and then you will reach the goal you want to reach. That's how you win in life. So that's what the athletes did, and that's how you actually are seeing. We have only revealed three stories so far. There are more stories, like Ashan said, like Ashan won third place. That has never happened, and that's the first time. We are gonna share that story as well. And there's Justin who won, and there's Imdad who competed and won as well, and there's Milan who won as well. There were like four few more athletes. So when we actually first initially showed you guys like Dilshan Raja, like we were actually building an army before that. And that was just one story we actually pulled off. And there are more people who are actually like competing in the shows in Mumbai and also the shows in Goa at the end of the year. So there are athletes who are going to be coming along the way, natural bodybuilders who are going to be like dominating and raising the flag as well. So today's topic was actually not to put a timeline to your fitness goal. Always just be patient with the process and be consistent with it. That way, you will dominate and you will be able to achieve goals like Ashan has done, and more stories will be revealed like that. And also, if you saw a story which actually showed like a little while ago, like a client who actually lost 25 kilos, and his process has been like over 6 months, and yeah, so he actually worked pretty damn hard, like being a student. That's actually like how committed you need to be in order to lose your, like, lose body fat or all those things. So never put a timeline to it. Like, in 12 weeks you will go from A to B, and it's your journey to like go from there, and in order to dominate and be the best version you can be. So that's it for today, and I hope you guys got value out of today's live. And we are going to be coming live consistently from now onwards, because now the my competition is coming up. I have a goal where I need to be like another 5 kilos less. It's gonna be a different journey this time, different version of me this time, and yeah, I'm planning to get shredded to the bone and gonna dominate and make sure I win. That's it,
And
and
that's after 3 years, right? After two
yes,
years, I think.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
coming for everything. Like
exactly.
I'm not. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna say like I'm coming to win. I'm gonna fucking come for the pro title. That's all. That's the mindset you need to have when you're competing. Like, you, nobody plays to win, be second place.
So
Everybody wants.
I get to watch you that I get to watch your mood swings all over the place. That's how it
Yeah,
is.
and it's gonna happen. Like, it's gonna
It's going
happen.
to happen.
I'm
There's
gonna
no
take
other
this
way.
down to the wire, and I'm gonna fucking like give my everything
Absolutely,
to this one. Yeah,
absolutely.
because we had
Yes.
COVID, we had lots of things. Like, I've been like hoping
Yeah.
to give this physique a go. And anyway, guys, like, hope you enjoyed this live, and I will see you guys soon and with the next topic. So never put a timeline to your fitness goal. Always be patient and be consistent. Have a great day, guys.
Absolutely.